It's stating it's a wraparound. And then some of this paperwork is also outdated. We updated a whole lot of things and different disclosures as well. Wraparound promissory note, that's disclosed in there. The note is going to tell you what the terms are, maturity date, the principal and interest. We charge $30 loan servicer fee that the loan servicer receives, and the borrower pays for that. So all that stuff. I'll include all of that in the show notes. So get familiar with that. There's a lot in there, so don't get overwhelmed. Like I said, you get the hang of it once you do it a couple times. But that's what that looked like. And then I was gonna pull up the ads too, because I think that's important, right? A lot of people think seller finance is great, but they don't know how to start doing it. So I was going to show you the ads that we do. All these two buyers we secured them from Facebook Marketplace. Very good way to get leads. We also have, of course, our seller finance private Facebook group. We have about almost 6,000 members in there, and this is where we list properties for sale on our finance. But really, just Facebook Marketplace is a great way for that. And also listing the property on MLS, it's very effective. And there's ways on securing good owner finance buyers, how much you should charge for down payment, for your interest. There's rules like that. There's also Dodd-Frank compliance that you have to follow, depending if it's going to be a primary residence. If it's land only, you don't have to follow that. But there's certain caveats that you want to make sure that you are staying compliant with it. Okay, so that's what happened on that first one. So 49,000, not bad. The next one, it's the mobile home with the two parcels, 4105 West Virginia. And this one, oh, hello. We sold it for $99,495. We did $1,000 down, $295 doc prep fee, $918 a month. Okay, this is getting better. 9.5% interest, 20 years amortization. In terms, the date was March 14th. 240 months at $918 is a lifetime value of $220. Or $11,000 a year. So now we are talking. So combined, I'm at $150. Sold price $150. Remember that? How I like to 3x on seller finance? How much were we in on this deal? We were in at 45,000, guys, and then we sold it for $150. And if you remember, guess how much we raised? $83,800, in which it means at closing I had a check as an advance on this deal for 40 or 30 something $1,000 that we got up front. Remember how I like triple threat? Cash now, cash flow, cash later. We got paid at closing for closing the deal. I'll make sure that you can see the HUD in there, but this is what I'm talking about. We raised $83,800. Our investors had plenty of equity, plenty of protection. We were able to advance $30K at closing instead of waiting all this time, especially if it's a rehab or something. You can do it as long as the investors know and there's enough room. If the deal is tight and your LTV is going to be way off, you don't want to do that. That gets into murky territory, but that's what we did on this one. Also, if you keep in mind, I have two investors that I'm paying. Let's see here if I can open my little notes that I had. I had two investors that I'm paying $187 a month and then $186 a month, and then the other one is all accrued, so I don't make monthly payments. So all in, 187 plus 186 is $373 a month is how much I'm paying. We bought this in March 3rd. We sold it on March 14th, in which it means even before I make my first monthly payment to my lenders, I already have $920 coming in plus $461. So right off the bat, I'm cash flowing from month one $1,200 just on this deal. Not even counting the advance that I took at closing. And my investors are happy because they're getting a good return. Does that make sense? Do you see how powerful this is? Do you see it? I hope you see it, okay? So this is what it looks like in total. Part 1 and part 2, total sales price combined, $148,990. The down payment total was $1,500. My doc prep fee total was $590. My monthly payments to me are $1,379. Out of that, I have $373 going out the door. So I'm cash flowing $1,300 a month, plus all the profit we made from down payment, doc prep fee, advanced on the loan. And if I wanted to hold this long term, we would make over 240 months. It would be $1,379.46 a month, in which it would equal $331,070, which is about $16,000 a year. This is one deal, guys. This is turning $45,000 investment into $331 lifetime, or $16,000 a year. Let's say if I divided 45,000, you know what? Let's just make it for 50,000, just in case you had to spend some money cleaning up, or you had to hold it a little bit longer. So let's say you spent 50,000 divided by 16,553, which that's how much is coming in every year. That means you would get all your money back in 3 years, and then all the other years, which is 17 years. For 17 years, you would get $16,553. For 16 years, you would get $281,000 on a $50,000 investment that gets paid back in 3 years. All this is upside. Now think about how many of these deals do you need to do to quit your 9 to 5, to retire. These deals are everywhere. They're out there right now. You can do them. You just got to know how to do them. And that's why we're here, okay? So what do we do after we have the no? It's sold, right? Let's check out the documents here for the other buyer, for that bought the home. Same thing, right? How I told you. Make sure everything is over here, so everything is organized. So it's twofold. It's going to have two sales. It's 2 for 1. So I sold the property. Now, depending on my underlying lien and depending on my strategy, let's say if I was using my own cash, then obviously I don't have any lenders. I don't have to worry about selling the note. Or if I had a long-term financing in place instead of a private money short-term, and I was able to write out that long-term finance, then I don't even have to sell the note because I don't need to exit my underlying lien investor. I can just keep the spread for however long I want or until the loan matures. So let's say if I had a permanent finance that mirrors what my wrap around is. So let's say I was able to get an investment mortgage product from an investor that would allow me to do a wraparound without triggering a dual sale clause. And I was able to just mirror that. Let's say I'm able to get a 20-year loan at 7.5% interest, and I at a certain amount, which in this case it would be the 40, let's say $50,000, right? And then I was able to wrap around the whole 150 at 9.5% interest, which is even higher than what our cost is, but not only higher on the interest rate, but also higher on the amount.